Make it slow, who I be, motherfucker, you knowledge is power, ain't no compromise. All my niggas did was adopt to the organized. But I'm like, y'all to the game, and if a nigga kill my nigga, I said, fuck what you talking, bitch, come outside. I'm a professional motherfuckers, hold the dollars, I'm in black card, new suit, bitch, new money, new tip, new Timmy, new fit, it's motivated. It's money mechanics 101. Put my team, you need it now.
Okay, we had to make sure the audio was right.
Bro. Okay. Yeah.
Joy.
1, 2, 1, 2. Can you hear me? I want to hear you.
I can hear him. I hear
Oh, y'all chop.
Can you hear us?
Okay. Yep. I hear you. Okay. I hear you now.
What's up? How you doing this evening?
Good. Oh shit, y'all right there too. I thought that was a picture and shit. Y'all really right there maneuvering. Okay.
Nah, we live now. Yeah, we just giving it a couple minutes for some people to jump on, share the link. We are also on TikTok tonight. So we just want to make sure you hear us clear. Is it lagging?
I hear you. And you cut out a little bit sometime, but I can hear y'all. Can y'all hear me good? Y'all, am I all right?
That's how it be always. It's always some type of technicality.
Right.
We try to keep this awesome interview.
Of course. You should have already knew that.
Being on this platform. We ain't gonna let that stop.
There you go, Bob.
Right.
Come on, universe, connect to see it. Connect to see it.
Another, this interview was with King Tut, international pop history. We saw pop history. You know what I mean? We discuss what's going on in the car. Yes. Got a little bit of a lag. I know. Hold on 1 second.
It might, I don't know, you guys, it might work better if y'all had y'all picture up. It might just be the live feed of the mesh of the live feed.
Yeah, because we keep getting a warning that there's an unstable connection. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
All right. I know you can hear us now. I said it. I checked it. It said excellent connection. So we should be
Yeah,
on.
I can hear you pretty much better. How
Okay,
about me?
good. Perfect. Yeah, you good. And then we'll bring in the picture a little bit to see if it work out. We'll bring in the live. But in the meantime, let's get right into it. Tell us about the latest album that you put out recently. Where they can find it. Just give us the whole shout out with that real quick. For
Yeah,
those who
no
don't
doubt.
know you.
So we got a project out, me and my team, Bop Man Productions and Dynamic Music Management and OSAR Film Production helped me put this incredible cosmic project together for the knowledge and the revolution. You know how I get down. But we got our own platform and stuff like that because we kept getting took off of people's platforms, and we had music and everything and movies and everything and film everywhere. And so, the game started shifting on us and playing a little game with us because, my arrival is most imminent. So we said, we just gonna take it to a higher level and just came with the KingTut.com, get our own platform, everything we can transmit our own energy at, the whole nine. So.
Okay, so the album is at KingTut.com.
Wait, what you said?
KingTutTheDon.com. The album is at KingTutTheDon.com. Most information. Okay, that's good. That's up and running. It sounds good. So we asking the listeners, viewers that check this out to go check that out.
KingTutTheDon.com. That's we had to start transmitting from our own platform.
Definitely, and we understand that. And we got some other connects too for you on that, as far as a platform that can respect the type of art that we bringing forth, the message, without feeling intimidated. So we want to connect you in on that too. So tell us the purpose behind this album. I know we got a couple of the tracks, been listening to them this evening. Is it just another project, or do you have a specific message in this project?
Yes, definitely. It was the cosmic evolution of me also. Again, if people listen to my album, go back, listen to my track record, Black Tears, Solving Gangsters, every time that I hit the microphone every couple of years, it's because it's a transmutation of my energy and what I be doing and who I am. And I finally come to the pinnacle of my age, with my family, who I am, what I represent and stuff like that. I'm in my Godfather, I'm at my Godfather stage, especially with, my family and being a boss and where I come from, Youngstown, Ohio, Motown. A lot of people always try to figure out my connection of why I be talking about Egyptian Kemet stuff and mob shit. They try to figure out, why is he putting these two together? It's a culture. It's a culture thing and where I'm from. Plus, it's the knowledge and how I got here. So, I had to make that present. I had to make that present for people. And it was much needed because in order for me to restore order, and I kept trying to restore order with my previous projects, that I've gained the knowledge of where I'm at, and now I was at my, my Boston Godfather stage of all this, what I've been doing. And I realized that it's time for me to really run my show, really run my family, really run the business and the revolution how it's supposed to be ran, because I was just practicing and gaining knowledge about what I was doing. And so this project reflects my past, my future, my family. You see, I got my son and my nephew. I got nephews, my people on the project. I got Bop Man Productions, somebody I've been cool in hip hop with like my whole hip hop life, and everybody who familiar with where we from. So it was just like it was destined to be this way. The knowledge is crazy on the album. Of course, everybody know I'm always dropping knowledge, so I had to find a way to articulate.
Though, I'm like any other average. Hey, how would somebody support? Not like, oh, I want to buy the album. Do your support button any way that a contributor can contribute to the movement without buying the album?
Yeah, I can't really hear you, but can you repeat it again? Because I hear what you're saying, but it keeps chopping up.
on your website, is there a contribution button rather than just buying the album? What if somebody wanted to give you 10 stacks? Like, is it you know what I'm saying, a way to communicate through your website where that's available?
There is. You know what? Thanks for saying something like that. There is. You know, you can subscribe, and there's a contact button on there and a donation button on there. If you go on the page and scroll down, I believe. And if you go to my Spotify, it said you can donate. They have on Spotify, you can donate to the any of somebody's cause, and it goes right to them. So, so that's a good question. So, my stepbrother, he just bought the album and he donated to me a little extra through my PayPal. So you can do that also. He said, you know, he bought the album and said, and then kicks the other couple bucks up and was like, yo, keep going. This is for, you know, the revolution and the movement. I'm proud of you, you know, because that's my stepbrother. He's been watching me do this since I was a kid. So, and he know I still mean serious business. So that's a good question.
Okay.
So having said all that, can you tell the people who are just meeting you as an artist, explain what your movement stands for and what you're trying to, not what you're trying, what you are putting into the atmosphere? With the current culture, we're gonna get into that in a minute, the current state of the culture, but just real quick, describe the movement and what you bring in.
Yeah, no doubt. If people go back and do the research on me again, I started with way early in Youngstown, early 90s with my crew, the Villains, which we became the Villain Mafia because we grew into a big family because where we from. Anyway, we was always on the knowledge and we was teaching people the Dr. York knowledge, and we was on the knowledge as we was gaining the knowledge and growing up and being who we are. And so we was always teaching people and giving that to, you know, to the people where it was, you know, we was breaking down everything. If everybody go back to the Dr. York days, you know, like breaking down religion, everything. So, you know, that was instilled in us early, dealing with, you know, Islam and all that type of stuff. So as we grew older, you know, that became a powerful message in my music, who I was and everything like that. And I believe, you know, that's why we arrived cosmically on time. But all the other time, we was way before our time because we was kicking all this knowledge and stuff that people saying now about the end times revolution and stuff like that. So, you know, now that we get here where we at, and I'm actually in the cosmic moment where people really on that now and really tuning in, you know, I feel great that the ancestors is really aligning everything up for, you know, people like us to advance in the war field of this spiritual warfare, because it's spiritual warfare while we're here. You know what I mean? It's cut through the chase too. You know, I always taught that to everybody. All the real high adepts know that. And the soldiers and the warriors, that's spiritual warfare while we're here. So, you know, again, like I say on the album, I know that people didn't think that I was going, you know, not stop and come through swinging my blade one more time, no matter how old I get. I'm going to keep repping what I stood for in hip hop from day one. And it's needed because the hip hop, the music today it's at its cliff of ignorance and at everything that we against, and really it ain't no really frontline fight for it. It's a bunch of A and a few artists saying A, but you know, where we from, it should be a more vigilant approach to saving something that we built and worked so hard for.
More than just A.
Right. That's a good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
The current state of the culture now. How do you feel about Kanye West and his relationship with his business partners, the current hype? Do you think it's just marketing? Is it a typical distraction, another well-written plan against the hip hop? I mean, because it comes, you know, because they're geniuses at what they're doing, it comes so many different ways, but, you know, how do you receive it, the information?
We good question, because if this goes out to the higher knowledge bearers and stuff, we in the paradigm shift, so stuff like this was gonna fall out of the basket anyway. So we all just was wondering who is it gonna come from, how was it going to happen? And it just happened to be, we all kind of shocked, but not shocked, but it happened to be Kanye West to unleash some of this stuff that been in the paradigm shift and waiting to unfold anyway. You know, we was wondering, you know, was it going to be our old voices? But, you know, something my older brother told me stuff. He said that a lot of this knowledge and everything that's unfolding now, he said, you know, it's coming from, you know, us old school people unlocking them old school things and helping putting that information for these young people and stuff to put it together and ignite the stuff that they could be doing or doing now. So, you know, I don't feel so discouraged about none of this and the knowledge that's coming out. And then when it comes to Kanye West and all that, it was bound to happen. He to be the one to say what he gonna say. He gonna say what he gonna say. All of us as knowledge bearers have something to say about all this stuff, but it's all about timing and what you gonna say. And so
Right.
I always look at it as how you gonna survive or make your moves in the war field. Sooner or later, you're gonna come face to face with your opponent and your opposition, and what these young kids calling your enemy on the war field. And you're gonna have to display and demonstrate. So if this is the way Kanye want to display and demonstrate, that's on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is true. And you was talking about age, so you know how we've been doing it since we were young. So is it so the music is still therapy for you? Is it more of a tool, or are you still just having fun? Just a question.
That was a good question, because I was doing film and acting this last couple of years, and after I dropped the knowledge with Black Tears, I felt like I was hitting pinnacles with this knowledge, and some people was listening, and a lot of people tuned in because of you guys and us and the movement we had, but it still didn't tap into the underground industry where it was a really powerful thing, and that project was really dope, and it was, you know, right. And I was like, listen, man, I got to do other things in life, because, you know, I gave it my all in the revolution on the microphone so much, you know, so I went to film and directed Mafia Ties, my TV show, and I enjoy stuff like that. And I was also doing touring. I worked for a company where I did professional touring. And people don't know that too. Like, you know, I gained all this knowledge and information and experience during this whole time. And I was wondering, you know, why was I doing this for so long? And I was enjoying that. But in the end, when COVID came and switched all that, the paradigm shift shit came again. It really made me realize that I was doing them jobs and learning that shit just to set the stage for my next point in life. And I thought, oh, what you mean? I'm about to do music again? You know, I was even doubting myself, like, I ain't really want to kick nothing, because, you know, I've been kicking some shit for a long time. So again, right. It is a feeling. It became personal because some personal shit happened during COVID. I lost a lot of family. I lost my cousin. I lost a legend to the game in Youngstown, Ohio, Jerome Kitchen, Jay Skinny. I lost a lot of cousins. I lost so much shit that shit fucked me up. And you know, I lost some heartful people that really hurt me, where I was really hurt myself, where I was asking the creator all the knowledge and all the good energy I passed out and gave to folks. And I'm still watching my people die, and I still ain't where I'm supposed to be at. This ain't right, and it hurt. And so, you know, I was so down and depressed that, you know, that nobody was checking on me, to the point where I was in that dark shadow state of being energy. And I looked at it as, you know, finally that part of the dark forces of the energy caught me, you know, because I've been a soldier in the field, and my awareness on that type of shit is so strong my whole life. Running that shit with the revolution, it was the first time it caught me and brought me to a dark depression. So, you know, in order way for me to get out, I had some people who loved me and said, man, do what you do best. And at that time I was already writing, and then everything started coming out. And this album was like, this is going to save your life, and this is going to save a lot of other people's lives during this moment. So that's how the Don Godfather came out, from, you know, my pain, and saying, hey, enough is enough. I'm about to make it happen and shit, you know?
Okay.
Right. That's what's up. We having a lot of, you know, it's heavy. The energy is heavy. So like you said, we're going to experience the warfare, but the interview is still going perfect. If I have to do an edit, that's what I'm going to do. to make sure that we keep history. Because what I want to do is take the time to encourage you about the fact that they can't hear us now, right? And just, you know, as a prophet and somebody who, you know, really close, we are laying down history. And it'll be people in the future that's going to look back on what we laid out. And you know, we all hope to be here when those great things happen, but we walk in a different path, you know. And when we come up, you know, we're hidden in every, we know times, and we gotta enjoy it. I'm saying, King Tut, Jules going to say, when you get that, we are letting other people.
Kicking some knowledge. Hey, that's juice. Oh, excellent.
All right, we back.
Y'all back?
Yeah. You see what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, you was breaking up, but you was kicking it so hard, your vibration was going all the way up. I knew it was coming.
Right, right. So I'm looking now. Hold on, let me see where my Zoom connection is. Where we at?
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, we right here. And like, especially if I turn on the picture, it get even crazier up here. But I was just
King Tut to die. They, like,
right.
Like y'all own it, man. It's like
I was just letting you know we lay in history.
Yeah,
and we put it down.
I know.
You know, right, and they're gonna look back. You know, so I was looking just by coincidence this week. I had ran into Crazy Bones' interview or anybody's interview because, like you said, a lot of this stuff we already knew that people are just now finding out. And so he was discussing a meeting about gangster rap and the corporations deciding to use it as an all-time marketing scheme, a commercial, in order to fill the jailhouses. And I mean, I guess they didn't even consider the murder and everything else that would go along with it. What's your take on that? On that meeting that was supposed to have went on with the top artists at that time, and seeing who all was willing to join in and shut down the industry.
Oh my goodness.
The culture itself, you know, what's your take?
Water. Can you pour me a little bit? Give me 1 second, please, okay?
Take your time.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Thank you. I was super dry over here. Oh man. So we talked about this for years and years, like you were saying, on your platform, literally, about the music industry and them changing the culture and leading to all this. And you know, I'm gonna sum it up because we talked about it for a lot of years on this platform. It come back to right now, like we talking about, and demonstrating and finding out what you have to do. Because this is a lot of knowledge and the paradigm shift that's just coming out and stuff. But people like us who've been here, we are now having the opportunity to like work them tools, because it was kind of like a fight with them opportunities and the knowledge and the way they was trying to hold the paradigm shift back. But now that this knowledge and stuff is unfolding all over the place, it's kind of easier now to use these tools and get this information and stuff out here. But and also to come to the tip iceberg of that, it all becomes to your independency and as an independent artist. So this is a great experience, because being an independent artist and the team I created that's doing this production and everything now, and our music and stuff, we own it, just like other artists be saying, Prince, Michael Jackson, and all the other artists, Nipsey Hussle. We know we own our stuff, and you know that's why we're trying to get people extra here, because you know we want to get paid for my stuff, because that's just the tune of the life and the vibration. But I also came and gave people some knowledge about all of this and mixed in with that, because knowing this business is a key to that, what we talking about with the music industry, what them people did, and what I said them people, that's Kanye West. Like, so what they did to the music industry, and you know, and all the paperwork, knowing your shit and what they doing to these young kids today now with the contracting and your insurance, you have an insurance clause in your contract. This is shit where people ain't even know, period, back then. Like, and we didn't really know that. It was all back then still like, yo, we want to make it big and sign a contract. So coming to that iceberg now, all this information is still coming out, and it's great to be independent because all the knowledge that I learned through the business, touring, or doing all that stuff, like I said, doing the law, doing our knowledge and stuff, that makes us very aware and very able to create legacies with these businesses and things like that. So now that I'm able to put out an independent project like this so strong with the stuff that I've been on, I ain't got to ask no label or nobody to do shit, and they ain't gonna do shit because I got my own platforms, just like they created and help motherfuckers do. We got our own shit. I own my own publishing. I own my own shit. Me and my team, they get their points that they supposed to get and then some and shit. See, now that we know how to play that game, and then we're going to be in that business with them, that's a proof of ownership and stuff. And that's why the music industry get mad. And this is why we got all this other stuff and these kids dying, because this information is so right here on the table that these little kids be saying it sometimes, and they got all this money and they got the opportunity. That's why they dying faster. You know what I mean? Because the label's like, let's just get them out the way. Because just one thing before I'm out of there. So we about to be on the radio, right? From our independent stuff. And it said, I was so happy just from this little words that we was reading. It said, congratulations, all this stuff. Your music will be in the radio systems of all this stuff for lifetimes. You feel me? It made me think, wow, I worked so hard all the way to this point to hear some stuff like that. I go back to dive in a little bit to streaming, and why they changed streaming. They changed the music industry. People still getting paid, but they putting people on these streaming platforms and all this stuff for the opportunity to make pennies just to be seen and be a clown show. When, you know, what still exists really is touring, because I said I did touring before. What still exists is people still doing touring, old school people going around touring and all that stuff. So check this game out. When they get done touring, the old people that I did the best of tours with old folks. Can't nobody tell me shit. I've been for 6 years. I worked and did real touring, professional touring, setting up stuff, the stages, 20 hours, everything. So, but when the tour was over, they would say, thank you for the show. No matter how long they've been doing the shows for 60 years, Cool in the Gang, all that stuff. I'm just exaggerating a little bit. Right. Cool in the Gang, after the show, they say, we go down to our merch table. We got CDs and merch, and people still go there. They don't say, go to the streaming platforms.
Right.
So the music industry is still running in that fashion that it always has run. They just casting a bigger illusion now. What's the illusion more is that they just giving little kids and young kids way more money to make it look way more easier and difficult, and way more. That's why you got way more failure and less knowledge, and people like us still not around.
Right. And even though the question was very repetitive that we talked about on many platforms, I still got the answer I was looking for, you know, and you share the same thoughts we share on it, that it is a paradigm shift. And if you don't move with it, you get left behind. And we certainly not left behind, you know, but I see repetition in what they're dishing out. And I know the type of viewers that watch this, they sometimes don't catch that. So I like to, you know, be very repetitive on a lot of the topics, very repetitive. So let's get back to the project that I'm now. How about, do you guys, are we going to see some visuals to some of the songs? Because I was really enjoying myself. You always telling stories. You got a couple love tracks in there. Will we get to see some visuals on it?
Yes, you will. That was our main thing, you know, especially
videos.
Yeah, my producer always be on. He's like, I can't wait till we get these visuals and stuff, because, you know, we wanted to make sure everything, being the independent, we wanted to make sure everything was in place. You know what I mean? As far as our because we're doing all the paperwork and everything ourselves, the publishing, we doing the marketing, the promotion, the talking to people, you know what I mean? The lawyer, you know, my manager is dope, and she just, you know, she transitioned in the game just a little bit ago from you know, being working with me in film and being on my business team within. She just sharp with business, and she just came in on the manager tip and learned all the rest. And plus, you know, I schooled her a little bit on the knowledge in the game, because, you know, that's all we need is good people doing good things when we, you know, when we building what we building. And it was a wrap from there. It was a wrap from there.
So is there a way to contact your booking team? Can you get that information real quick? Your manager for booking and interviews.
Yes. So if you go to our website, the www.kingtut.com, you know, I mean, you can it says you can contact, I believe, on there, and my manager, or I get a few contacts, or you can subscribe and or things like that. Or you can go to Facebook and go directly and go to Rachel Pape Dynamic Music Management. That's where she's at, though.
All right, let's talk about your writing process. This album right here that we're talking about, what's the title of the album?
The Don Godfather.
Don Godfather. Was the whole project done with the Bob Man, your producer that you mentioned?
Yes.
So you work with one. Okay, so that. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, is that what you did? Is that was your plan to just work with one producer? Just trying to find some information on your writing process. Is it in the studio, or, you know, people do it?
I wanted to find somebody to work with. You know, that's what I always like to do. I'm like a, you know, a personal dude. I don't really like to work with a lot of people at one time. And so you know, I was looking for people, and, you know, I was doing some work one time, and Bop and them had this show, and I seen Bop there. He's like, man, we should really work together. And then, you know, I sat back and thought about it. And then like a year, you know, in between that year later, you know, we linked up and just started vibing. And then once I realized it was so much dopeness in some of our vibes, I already knew what it was, because it was a spiritual thing. Like, you know, it took me, like, some of the songs most of the album I already had. It's a couple songs that I wrote because I liked the music that he had, and it fit right in what we was doing. And this, like, that's when I really knew it was on it, because you know, that's why I wrote that album. It was like I already wrote a double album worth of. I wrote like 70 songs just worth of life shit that I needed to get out again at my age, and transitioning, and all my knowledge, all the shit that I've been on, and, you know, the loss of, you know, again, a legend, Jay Skinny, man. That I'm gonna keep saying it and carrying it with me. That's my cousin and some family, and my best friend who been doing hip hop. He a hip hop legend in Youngstown, Ohio. Went to South High School. And, you know, we've been rapping this stuff together, and he's been in the war soldier field with me spiritually, and everybody know he was a good dude in the streets and what he stood for. So that was a hard loss for my crew, especially me, as him being one of my.
I had a chance to talk, and spend some time with Jay Skinny, and he was telling me that he was writing a book. Did you ever hear about his book?
Yeah, he did a book, and he also privately did a project that we didn't tell nobody about with Bob. So you know, it's a lot of stuff that we just was like, what could we do for him? Because I'm still carrying his legacy with me, and so I don't know if I know he did the book. I don't know where it's at though. But see, that's the thing that was crazy, because we was thinking about it like, damn, how could we even find that out? And then, you know, Bob was like, Bob had the project that he did with him. So he was all like, oh, that's a piece of the puzzle, to the spiritual puzzle. So, you know, what I want to do is, I just want to get to where I want to get to where I'm at, because it's like him being here. So me being there is him being there. And then when we get there, we'll try to put that little stuff out for him. And, you know, hopefully his family and stuff can eat, and we can make like a visual legacy of a little bit of that for him, you know. So
that's what's up. And so every time we ask our hosts the same, our guests the same thing, you know, play a little game with them towards the end. We ask them a few questions that revolve under stranger than fiction. There's no right or wrong answer, just a lead towards more conversation. So we ask you to pick one: aliens, pyramids, or slavery?
Wow, man.
Right.
Gosh, Joe. Let's go with aliens.
So have you ever had an alien experience?
Yes, I have.
Can you tell us a little
So
bit about it?
so what you about to say?
I said, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so so coming from where we come from in Ohio, especially the paranormal kind of state, we indigenous, and so we be on the culture indigenous things where when we be spiritually in places where people don't be at, especially we got Serpent Mound here. Just for everybody, I'm just giving everybody a quick little thing of how tapped in that Ohio really is paranormal wise and all that. It's been sightings or all that. It's one of the most sightings in the country for UFOs. So but people don't really know that, we've always seen a couple spaceships look like they falling inside Mill Creek Park, and me and my sister was coming home one time from work at 4 a.m, and we seen this little green reptilian thing fly across the street and jump in and out. So that's a real paranormal thing that's coming from Ohio.
I heard about the green thing before. My mother, she said she worked at GM, in her working years, and that was in the news a long time ago, that green sight.
Yeah.
Different times.
Yeah.
So I've heard that several different times in several different time eras. And they saw it jumping from house to house or something, doing some jumping. It was on the news, when we was all much younger. So I've heard that one before. What's that next question?
So it's a small one. So another real one. People can look it up online. A UFO was chasing this cop from there was a UFO was in Liberty, Ohio, and the whole county of police was following it, and they had it on the Air Force radio thing, and that's online. And they said that some of the officers quit and everything after they seen some shit like that, and never even wanted to talk about the story ever again. So that's another Ohio real paranormal story and shit.
Wow. Here you go. Here you go. Is the Earth flat or round?
Huh?
Is the Earth flat or round?
It depends on your perspective, it's another knowledge that go with that. The knowledge is always 360 and the cipher in 720. So the Earth and everything we ever been on was about ciphers and circles and stuff. But your perception of and what we are and what energy can be manipulated and stuff. So the Earth can be flat and round. That's where you going and what you doing with your perception and awareness. You feel me?
I do.
All right. So do you think Black people in America are the real Jews?
Ooh, what you say?
Are Black people in America the real Jews?
We the real Moors. It's all kind of names and stuff that we always used to say that we say who we are. But when we start kicking knowledge and people start sitting and start just wanting to jump up to the front of the ship all the time after people ain't been doing nothing and yelling nothing,
Right.
that still don't change your status of what we accomplish and stuff, and we Moors, you feel me? So people can keep yelling what we are and stuff like that, but status and nationality when it comes to the empowerment of your nation and where we stand at, that's why people like us ain't even arguing it, because we already know the knowledge.
We already know, because we live too. You can't keep asking us what stuff. Get spam on there. If you're on TikTok, you can just hit the link in the bio to catch the live interview with King Tut the Don. We speak on a new project and just chopping it about things stranger than fiction.
Okay, yeah. The moon, Antarctica, or Atlantis? You know what I'm saying? Pick one.
Oh, pick one again.
The moon, Antarctica, or Atlantis?
Wait, what was the first one?
The moon.
Let's talk. let's talk about that's some deep stuff. Let's talk about Atlantis.
Atlantis. So I was on TikTok and they was playing a clip of the Simpsons doing a song. And in the song, it was supposed to be like the powers that be, and they was chanting different stuff that they had did. And one of them said, "We kept Atlantis off the map." And so a lot of people on the TikTok thought they said Atlanta. And so I had to jump in there and say, yo, they said Atlantis. And somebody tried to check me and said, well, you know, Atlanta is the capital of Atlantis. Can you help me out with that? Was that, they was trying to debunk me or me? Because I got a lot of likes when I said, hold on, he didn't say Atlanta, they said Atlantis. Because, they was trying to put Atlanta in there, like Atlanta off the map. Atlanta's not off the map. Y'all known for stripper, whores, Babylon, y'all know. So you're not off the map. But is Atlanta the capital of Atlantis in some geographical way or spiritual, physical way? Or have you heard anything about that?
So all of that geographical region going up from here to there, that's commit and all that with Memphis and all that. We should know that knowledge. And people always be arguing over Atlantis about where's it at because it's a power center and knowledge. But don't forget that this ain't even a real map that we've been fed and that we've been looking at. And people still having them arguments about California being an island, if people seen that knowledge, and Mu being over there on the side and all this. So before people start arguing and start doing all that stuff, people need to stop going that deep on that stuff when we still ain't nation building or got. That's why the paradigm shift is really iffy too, because there's so much knowledge out here now that people gonna get into. Like, is we gonna get into applying it and building and all that? It's been too many years and decades where and people making a lot of money and doing a lot of shit now that they ain't building shit, man. Let's stop the arguments and debates about where all this old shit is at. If you get into the knowledge with the higher masters in the depth, you'll know where everything is at, and then start homing in on some shit, y'all, and start homing in on what y'all gonna build and do for your people. It's too much destruction. Quit arguing about shit.
And what would you tell some of the younger men that want to still rap? Like, I know your son and my son and Remix son, they all great artists. Do you have any advice for them on how to approach? Because me being female, I'm thinking that these guys are still living in an illusion and need to wake up, because I feel like they're always waiting to be discovered, and that's just not the formula. Do you have any advice for a young writer, producer? Because they heartfelt, but I know they're still touched by what they see in the media.
Let's go back to, I always try to tell my son the same thing. That was a good question. My son can probably have, if he was here, he could probably tell you some of this stuff right verbatim. That I always tell him that it's like we was taught later on in life by some other OGs about the music game. It's a music business. So no matter how dope of an artist you are and how sweet this artist is and what you can do and how hard you can go, you still have to know that it's a music business. And the music business comes with studying, reading books, learning about contracting, learning about running your own business, production, studio points, publishing, all this stuff that apply to you. Because when you go to a record label, always tell these young brothers there, and I told my son this too, you get 100% out of your publishing and stuff. So when you go to a record label, they're taking 180 and they're giving you 20 of that. So, but you're the one who worked that whole 180, that 200. You worked all that energy. You did all that. You put on it. So you can put it right in the hands of somebody else just to give you a small loan to try to recoup something that you could have gained or worked hard for on your own. So apply this knowledge to yourself. Read and educate yourself about the music business, because when you start doing business, it's a business. And so this is what I had to learn, and that came from a lot of my failures, to learn that, that we smart enough to build and create our own. If you don't see nobody doing it, do it yourself. Pioneer. Learn to be pioneers and quit following these young brothers off the cliff and shit, because it ain't doing none of these rappers or these young brothers no good. This is the most deaths that we have seen in hip hop for young artists to come in this art and this craft and art form that we've seen since it was birthed. And we done been through the most gangsters shit. We come from the most gangsters era. All this shit that y'all doing ain't gangsters. Self-destruction, you're killing yourself just to be in a place where you ain't got no business being at. Stop dissing these old school people and listen. The knowledge I be on and some of these other old school people, they got a lot of shit to say to y'all young brothers if y'all would just listen. And I know that y'all young brothers got a lot of ideas and scientific brain stuff that y'all would like to teach us coming from the technology world. Let's cut the non-connection and make a bridge and hip hop and everything and the music industry, the streets. Because I come from when you gotta have an OG.
We can start now, OG. Where is the lack? Where did it start? Where did the lack of communication start? Because I was once that little knucklehead looking for the OGs, and everywhere I looked, I didn't find the OG. Now that we are those OGs that the little knuckleheads is looking for, where's the gap? How do we mend that? How do we help them? Like she's saying, what could be a great solution for our little homies coming up to be on that path? Like, we know right from wrong. Yeah, some of them listen. Communication start. Let's go way back there and try to fix that first. Because I got three. I got 3 boys. I got 4 boys. I got 5 boys. I can't say that communication is all that. It's of responsibility come from communication. If don't nobody tell me that your J's dirty or got holes in them, how do I know to buy you some more? I'm supposed to just buy you more just on the strength? No, you're supposed to tell me. Bring it to my understanding. Oh, you should. You a little scuffy down there, son. I'm gonna get you some more. Versus, he never said nothing. Every time I see him, he got his slides on. And you know what I mean? It was a lack somewhere, not just with my sons, because I was that little boy in the community looking for the OG and couldn't find it. Yeah.
That's a good statement and projection because we very responsible. Our age and era where we come from, we responsible, and that's a good bring up, man, because the government and the powers that be and the forces that be going against us knew from day one. And go back to that music industry shit that we talk about, that plot and plan that they came up with, because they knew from day one that our era that we was the ones. And so that's why it was so difficult for us, and that's why they went so hard on us. And so these young niggas and these other folks and these people who wasn't experiencing that, they don't know that. So they don't know how difficult it was for us to be here, because the full opposition was for us not to be here. It was so before they got to this the little dude self-destruction, they applied it to us. And so here we are. So we need role models, like you were saying. We need them OGs. We need new leaders and OGs to really be more role models, not just a few people kicking shit like Kanye or people saying, "Hey, Jay-Z be throwing a few dollars here and there, and people be doing this." Nah, we need real serious people. Like when it came to the Panthers, it was chapters of people and folks. Stokely Carmichael, all these people, it was chapters and people who just, not just them, it was just people always who did have voices and people that we can look up to at pinnacle points. We can go even if they sold out to these points. Jesse Jackson, all these, you know what I mean? Martin Luther King. At least these folks was getting out there diving and trying, whether they were wrong, right, fuck some shit up. Where are our leaders at? These leaders out here ain't doing nothing but still doing the new backbone being, because they have adopted to that money. That money shit is illusionizing everybody, even our old school leaders and people. So it's us again. Let's go back to exactly what you were saying. We responsible. And that's why before I even clocked out of here, I was thinking, you know what, this music and my album and the shit I'm doing is just gonna be have to what it is again, because every time I look at the game and I look for people to be responsible about this shit, ain't nobody saying nothing, ain't nobody doing that. So here we are years later again, me dropping science and knowledge about some shit that ain't nobody doing. We need to apply it. And even though we out here applying it, we need bigger things, bigger role models, bigger support, bigger shit that we need to open ourselves, man. Come on, man. And let me just say one thing to like Kanye West and all that shit. Instead of arguing and getting to that point where you at, where you get all that money and all that shit, before you got here and started opening up your mouth about the Jews and all that shit like that, why wasn't you building shit up and you're building you got enough money to build your own communities, set people straight, do all this shit. You should have blew everything up first for everybody around you or the few people and then start kicking that shit. And if they would have killed your ass or knocked you off or said that was it, then you would have to deal with it because that's the paradigm you created and shit like that. So, hey, but niggas do whatever the fuck they want to do when it comes to moving in the war field. I'm just saying be more strategic with that type of money because a lot of people don't got that type of cash and shit like that. He might do shit, but it ain't shit that ain't legendary. A kabillion kids ain't living in a new community and shit.
Like in the fashion, he always wanted to be compared to Tom Figure and be next to it. And I never understood that drive in him, like because he was Kanye West and stood alone in fashion. I don't know, maybe I was part of the contract with him and he was just making them relevant because I just was like, why are you like saying it for lack of better words? And so I agree with you on that. What you saying?
I mean, you know, the knowledge and stuff is true, but again, you know,
London.
a live feed trying to block us out.
Drops new album, Dog Father. Right? So let's say music.
Y'all breaking up. Y'all breaking up a lot. Y'all breaking up a lot.
Okay. All right. We found an article.
Hold on.
We found an article about you wanting to cut lines on it.
Music has the start.
I can't hear y'all. Y'all breaking up a lot. I can't hear y'all.
Music has ability.
I can't hear y'all. Y'all was breaking up a lot.
You doing one? You got some spirits in your basement.
God, that was so funny though. No, so my window broke upstairs, and it keep coming out of the place. Like every time we place it, every time we fix it, it keep shaking out of place. It's old. So
Yeah, so that the wind.
Yeah, it's the wind blowing. It's going
like trying to play something in between and shit, so it don't
you right. Shit.
Forth with the wind blows.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. Oh man, really, I'll just stay on here. Yo, so
especially when you close doors, it should be squeaking and shit. Like, draft.
Yeah, so you wash your clothes. That was funny though, bro. when you taking me when I first moved in. That shit used to bother me until I got used to it. Oh, it's in my
Y'all are y'all back? I mean,
yeah,
look,
yeah.
I said, is y'all back? No, we back. It keeps shutting us down, but we just vibing and recording
right.
what we have, and we'll do an edit on it. Definitely going to do an edit on it. It's no problem at all whatsoever. So, all right, what we was doing was just speaking on Kanye West just now, and we was just talking about how he could have handled things better, right? Just giving our little 2 cents on that. And then we went to your website on the phone. We was checking that out. I'm gonna try to go on here. Hold on one sec. Share the screen.
King Tut the Don has always been known for his bold 90s gangster-inspired music styles. But after the underground music industry hiatus for the past half a decade, things have been a little unclear. Okay, y'all need to go check this out regarding his career. However, the massive drop of the new album on July 19th, see this, y'all, it's more music. Y'all need to go and check that out. Has dramatically impacted the music industry. And while King Tut the Don's departing work before his retirement from you, hold on, bro, you finna retire? Nah, bro.
Yeah,
Nah,
you know, I'm laying. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help all my. You know, I'm laying out the foundation. Like everybody know, I've been here for a long time, man. So I'm just trying to get my last laps out. You know.
Man, I just read on your site he finna retire, man.
You go cry.
Running my last race, man. Running my last race, man.
It's hard to like keep it 100 with me though. You gonna still make music for you, like just cause? Like I feel like I make music because I want to hear good music.
Yeah.
I'm saying I ain't saying other people don't make good music. I make music because I want to hear good music. You gonna stop making music, bro?
Well,
Or you just gonna tell the world you retired and we still do expedition basketball games?
yeah, I mean, you know, and I always have hiatuses in the game, and I always feel like, you know, the knowledge and the stuff I be kicking, man. It's just, you know, so you know they come from life experiences. So again, you know, I'm on my Don Godfather mode. I got grandkids. You know, I'm still maneuvering through life and growing my businesses and you know, I got you know my son and I got artists. You know, my niece. You know, who sing. I got a bunch of people who do music and trying to get there, you know, too. So I just want to make sure that, you know, I get here, do good things, make good music, and then, you know, bow out, man. I've been here a while, man, you know.
So we're gonna call him from King Tut to the Don Father. We're gonna call him the Don Father. You know what I'm saying? Paved the way for the others to come. You hip to the hip hop Declaration of Peace?
Huh?
Hip to the hip hop Declaration of Peace?
Yep.
Yeah, you sound like a hip hop culture specialist. Dropping off.
Yeah, yes, sir, man. You know, I'm a historian, scholar kind of guy on hip hop. And you know, you can hear it in my music. That's why, you know, that's another thing when people hear me rap, you know, I'm a scholar, a historian in a few things, whether it's knowledge, hip hop, my favorite artists and things like that. Cause you know, I rep a lot of, you know, a lot of old school artists and people who paved the way, you know, for the game and hip hop. Just like I've been just like I've been playing with Nas lately when I be saying stuff. I be saying it's a lot of good albums and stuff out there, but you know, the depth of my music and what I be saying and touching on and how hard I go. The only person out there who really going that hard and really ever be doing that shit is Nas. And so, you know, you know, I ain't saying, yo, Nas, what up, my nigga? I just be playing around, you know, with friendly competition. That's one of my favorite MCs saying, hey, Nas, ain't nobody gonna give you no competition, yo. You know what I mean? If not, ain't nobody gonna give you no competition. I'm giving you some competition and shit. Friendly competition, man. That's why we both are the same comedic, the comedic knowledge and the gods and stuff like that. You know, it ain't, you know, it's all good. You could I always talk about Nas all my life and saying that's one of my favorite MCs, and you know, he always kicked one of the highest knowledge. So all I'm saying is, ain't nobody give you no competition. I'm out here giving you something right now, bro.
Nas's manager needed to get with Miss Page on Facebook, and it can go down right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the main thing I want to take out of this interview is the fact that we are dealing with a lot of programming and brainwash, and the fact you kick the knowledge about the paradigm shift, and the only way to be a part of it is to be actively moving in it. So I was real excited to see you had a new project out and that you didn't stop, you know, based on whether it be fear or the fact that you was doing movies now, spreading your wings and your territory. So we want to thank you for sitting with us tonight on this November 2022. You know, we making it happen, and we're looking forward to seeing you real soon, you know, getting together on some projects. I want to, like I said, connect you with a couple platforms for the films, and I think you'll really be for content you might have, you know, just to spread it out, get the message out a little further, get your music out. So being with you, any shout outs before we go? We want to say shout out to Bob Man. Tell them we say we love them, and we're glad to, you know, the collab is awesome for those who know. And there are thousands that know, you know, there are thousands that know what's going on and what we're talking about. And then, you know, so we just want to say shouts out to the Bob Man. Any shouts out y'all got?
Huh? Yeah, definitely. So I want to say a big shout out to my team, my manager, for us being here, everybody who been on my squad, my man right here. What up? Look. You know what I mean? Nah, just come on, right, listen in. My man Bob Man right here.
What's good?
You feel me? Feel me?
Yeah, we
much love to y'all.
Every time we put the screen on, it gets to messing up. It starts slowing up. But we just want to say, what's up, Bob Man?
Appreciate it.
So we loved it. All right, shout outs.
Yeah. So shout out to my team, everybody. Shout out to y'all. Thanks for bringing me back on the platform. You know how we've been doing this. We've been doing this forever on this platform, one of the best knowledge platforms, especially where I've been landing my spaceship at for a long time. Salute to the team. Salute. Go check out the Dawn Godfather. We here. Support the movement, because I'm up in this motherfucker for good. You heard me?
Word. Y'all have a good night. We're gonna get this edited, but for now, what we got is on. I see it's kind of shaky right now.
That's because it's stranger than fiction.
Stranger than fiction. Peace and love, King Tut the Don.
Peace, family.
Came out at kingtutthedon.com.
Yeah.
No other place. Peace.
One love.
One love, man. I love y'all, man.
Love you too.
Yeah.